Getting off the tram ride to the top, we will be exploring the mountain summit, and after a short rest at the summit complex, we will walk down the trail to the bottom of the mountain, which ends at the Confederate Hall. From there, we can then take a shuttle bus back to the main parking area at SkyRide Lot, where we parked our vehicle. As I mentioned on my previous video, this mountain complex was renovated at the same time as the new tram was built in July 1996 for the Summer Olympic Games. Today it welcomes tourists from all over the world. In the complex there's restrooms, snacks and drinks, and some exhibits that explain how the mountain was formed by volcanic magma millions of years ago and then exposed by erosion of the surrounding earth. Just imagine how much magma that was. The mountain is exposed at 125 feet above the surrounding area and more than 4 miles all the way around. But the most astounding fact is what you see is only 1% of the mountain. The other 99% goes 10 miles below the surface and spreads throughout the surrounding counties. Entrepreneur Aaron Cloud built a 160 feet wooden observation tower at the summit of the mountain in 1838. After it was destroyed by a storm, it was replaced by a smaller tower in 1851. Visitors to the mountain would travel to the area by rail and road, and then walk up the 1.1 miles mountaintop trail to the top, where Cloud also had a restaurant and a club. During the early 1800s, the mountain was a natural recreation area. It was common for young men to take their dates on horseback into the mountain. On the lakeside view, the Carillon, a large musical instrument consisting of bells. It was donated by the Coca-Cola Company after being featured at the 1964 New York World's Fair. Parked on the shores there with the 2 black smokestacks is the old steamboat that used to give rides on the lake back in the day. It's now replaced by the duck ride, which you see there. It's basically an amphibious vehicle that could fit approximately 40 people, I believe. We'll be going on that. The mountain is located only 16 miles east of downtown Atlanta on Highway 78. The spectacular scenery of the surrounding area is unforgettable. With the granite quarrying that started in Stone Mountain in the 1830s, it became a major industry. Following the completion of a railroad spur to the quarry site in 1847. Unfortunately, during the earlier periods also destroyed spectacular geological features on the mountain. Stone Mountain's history goes back over 5,000 years, with ancient pieces of soapstones, bowls, and dishes linked to the people living there. Native Americans farmed around the mountain and traded actively with the Spanish, British, and French for more than 200 years. The Native Americans are associated with 2 of the Stone Mountain's historical curiosities. The first, named the Devil's Crossroads, was a flat boulder roughly 200 feet across and 5 to 10 feet thick. It was cleft by 2 straight cracks about 4 feet wide, one running north, south, and the other running east, west. The cracks joined at right angles in the center of the boulder, and the juncture was capped by another flat rock 20 feet in diameter. The second curiosity was a wall made of loose fragmentary stones that encircled the top of the mountain. The wall was discovered by Reverend Francis Golding on a visit in 1822 and later described it in a book he wrote. The purpose of the wall has never been explained. Historians believed it was used for ceremonial purposes. The wall was so old that the Creek and the Cherokee did not know who had built it. They referred to the builders as the Old Ones. Well, in 1887, Stone Mountain was purchased for $45,000 by the Venable Brothers of Atlanta, who quarried the mountain for 4 more years. And his descendants of the Venable family retained ownership of the mountain until it was purchased by the state of Georgia in the 1950s. Signs of the dated carvings into the stone floor can still be seen as you go up and down the West Trail, dating back as early as 1800s. We will be seeing many of them as we walk down the trail. '67, 3/8/28, 1875, 1924, 1899, another 1899, 1980. I don't know how big of a truck, but it's a truck route. 7/27/88. These steps were made to make it easier for this steep area. You really need to be careful here. '80.
1954.
7/5/82. October 1, 92.
That is nice.
2/7/14. December 27, 19. This is what I call the bubblegum pole. There's thousands of bubblegums on this thing. 8/2/76.
1879. 75.
And someone got real creative with some paint. That is cool. And of course, we had to take a picture of the controversial flag. This sign pretty much tells it all. Gives you a good description of where you're going from here. You can get a small certificate if you walk up the trail. Confederate Hall. You can also take a map if you're not familiar with the trails. As you cross the railroad track, it's pretty much the end of the trail, and you can go right into Confederate Hall. to take a nice AC break and look around. There's some historical facts in here. The Confederate Hall parking lot has a bus stop. It's actually a shuttle that will take us back to the SkyRide parking lot so we can get our vehicle. It's been a beautiful day. I thought it was a great descent from the mountain, and it was perfect. I couldn't ask for a better day and weather. We will see you soon with another Stone Mountain adventure. Have a great day.